Testing, 1, 2, 2. Did you say you got it, Pete? Great. Thanks, guys. I got it pretty high up here. I still got room to turn it up. Okay. I just don't want it to distort, that's all. What I like I like it loud in my ears, but it's more, what's more important is what it sounds like going through there, not what it sounds like in here. So, all right, sure. So Christa Coppolis. Yep. So do it like Christa, K-O, poo, like what you do, loss. Hey, guys. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a beautifully sun-bathed Velo Football Centre for tonight's State League 2 Grand Final between Adelaide Cobras and Eastern United. The 2020 final series is proudly presented by Boral. Boral is Australia's largest construction material supplier with a strong reputation for product quality, service and technical competency across a vast network of concrete, quarry and asphalt plants. Phone Boral today on 84250400. My name is Spiro Karanikos Mimis and I'll be your host and commentator tonight. And standing next to me is the State League 2 Coach of the Year, Raf Racina. Raf, good evening.
Good evening, Spiro. Looking forward to this one. Two very strong sides, both secured promotion and worthy of State League 1 football next season.
Absolutely. As you said, Raf, both of these teams have secured promotion. Adelaide Cobras by virtue of being the premiers. Eastern United in the promotion game last week against Gawler, they got through 3-2, a game that you went and saw, Raf, and that was quite an exciting game. Tell us a little bit about that one.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Eastern United got a lot of big players, experienced players, and that tend to get them over the line. I think Friday night they did bring the pitch in a little bit, played to their advantage, but fair play to them, and I thought they were just a bit better than Gawler, so congratulations to them.
Should be a great game tonight, as you said, Raf. Both these teams finishing first and second, respectively, in the minor round. Well, we shouldn't really call it the minor round because the premiership's on the line there, and that's always worth promotion to one team in State League 1 and State League 2. This should be, like we said, a free-flowing attacking game. We're really looking forward to it. Just looking at some of the key statistics from the season that just went past between Cobras and Eastern United. This will actually be the fifth time these two teams have met. In the previous encounters in round 15, now remember, because of COVID, the schedule changed a little bit, so round 15 actually happened before round 5, which was the second game, which is a bit confusing, but bear with us. So round 15 ended up with Eastern United 1 and Adelaide Cobras 1, and in round 5, which was later on in the year, Adelaide Cobras 2, Eastern United 4, and of course these two teams only played off not that long ago to qualify for this grand final, and it was Gawler coming through on that one. In the first semi-final, it was Eastern United 2, Adelaide Cobras 3, and then in the second semi-finals, Adelaide Cobras 3, Eastern 3. So we're expecting a lot of goals and a lot of fun tonight. Of course, silverware on the line for these two teams. As you may be seeing on your coverage, ladies and gentlemen, the teams have just entered the pitch for the grand final, so we're not too far away. So why don't we bring you the lineups for both of these teams? We'll get that up on your screen very, very shortly. I've just been told we just got a little technical error there with the lineup, so we'll go ahead and give you the teams as we have them. The home team today is the Adelaide Cobras. In goals for them is Pierre Antidosi. Then it's Francesca, Christopoulos, Scorsinelli and Tamburino. That makes the back four. In the midfield three will be Tropiano, Pickett and Orfanu. And the front three are Theodoro, Savino and Corbo. On the bench they've got Shahadi, the backup goalkeeper, Komjenovic, Mangafakis, Nicola, Panayi and Eli Vlasses, who's potentially making only his 7th appearance for Cobras since signing for them. We'll probably have the national anthem very shortly as well, folks. So we'll just we'll take a pause here and take in the national anthem, and we'll come back with the Eastern United lineup. National anthem not too far away, so whilst we're waiting, we'll just get through the Eastern lineup. In goals is Higgins, in the back four is Moore, Jakob, Budin and Wiedenbach, a very experienced back four. In the midfield, we're expecting a diamond. Well, that's the way it's been put in the lineup, hasn't it, Raf? But we're not sure if that will be the way Eastern line up, but we'll go with what they've given us. They've got Shaxi, Grechko, Chinnan and Duffield making that midfield diamond, and then up top, Robbie McDonald and Aaron Acton, who was the joint Golden Boot this year in State League 2 with 19 goals. And the national anthem is now not far away. We're not too far away from kickoff here in this State League 2 Grand Final. RAA proudly supporting football in South Australia. As experienced travellers, the travel experts at RAA can offer you bespoke and flexible holiday experiences that enable you to get back out and discover new and exciting destinations. We brought you the lineups just a second ago, folks. Also, the match officials for today. The referees, Curtis Wordsworth. The assistant referees are Nick Elligan and Alexander Diamond, and the fourth official is Gary Mooney. Raf, not too far away from kickoff right now. You've coached against both these teams this year. What should people watching at home expect to see?
Yeah, I think look, both sides have some really quality players. I think the first half will be very high intense, and then it really will depend on how the legs are in the second half. I know Cobras haven't had a hit out now for a couple of weeks due to the COVID break, and Eastern will probably have their tails up after last week. So I probably expect them to take out this match, but it probably will depend on the first half, actually.
How much does that second COVID break that South Australia recently went through favour Eastern in the fact that they've had that game against Gawler last week, whereas Cobras haven't probably played a competitive fixture for 3 or 4 weeks? Do you think it'll make a big difference?
Yeah, absolutely. I think at local level, you talk about State League 2, 1 and even the NPL, momentum is so key, in football in general, but Cobras had momentum for the last part of the period and really ran with it. I know Eastern had a patch in the middle. So, I think Cobras' momentum's been broken, and now Eastern's got an opportunity to try and get ahead early.
Some very experienced players in the Eastern United team as well. Raf, we're looking at Nick Budin and Matthew Kemp, both former Adelaide United players. Matty Kemp finds himself on the bench tonight. Nick Budin, of course, played in the NSL with Adelaide United and had very good success with Adelaide City in the NPL for many years. They dragged him out of retirement to come back. Well, I think he was at Raiders. Thank you. I was going to say White City, but that would have caused a bit of a ruckus, wouldn't it? He was at Raiders for a little bit, and then he's found himself at Eastern, and he's probably one of the most experienced campaigners on the pitch. How much value do you have having players like that running around for you?
A lot. I think they're quite well balanced as well. Not only do they have Budin and Kempy and Scott Wiedenbach and Johnny Moore, they've got the legs on the park as well. Young Kirill Grechko, Paris Duffield brings good energy. Darson Shaxi, who's played a fair bit in the NPL as well. And up top you've got Rob McDonald, who's a known goal scorer, and balanced out with Aaron Acton next to him, who's rapid. So well played to Rob DeTroy and whoever else is involved at the club to bring this group together. I thought they've balanced it out quite well.
We've also got a very experienced team in Cobras. They've got players like Steve Savino, who did his junior football at Campbelltown City, and players with a lot of quality across the park, including their captain, Orfanu, who scored 14 goals this season in State League 2. So we're expecting a cracker of a game. It's not too far away here from kickoff in the State League 2 Grand Final. It'll be Adelaide Cobras to get us going. The referee with his whistle poised in his mouth, Curtis Wordsworth, ready to get us underway. Who will be champions of State League 2 in 2020? A year like no other, football-wise and life-wise. But we finally made it to the Grand Final, ladies and gentlemen. It is December the 9th, but we are here, and it's teams 1 and 2 in State League 2 battling it out to be champions of State League 2 in 2020. Long ball forward, looking for Savino. Brings it down very well. And Cobra's early attack, cross in, cleared by Eastern. And already a frenetic pace, nice and early. And that will be a throw in for Cobras. I reckon that hit the corner flag, actually. That was looking like we were going to have an early corner, but ended up being a throw in. And it'll be Tamburino for the Cobras to come up, take that one. Plays it inside, Pickett. Tamburino. Good early play. Cobras looking to break down Eastern early. Only 30 seconds in, and a very meaningful first 30 seconds from the Cobras. And Tamburino to take another throw. That should be all the way through to Higgins in the Eastern goal. This is a fantastic crowd has gathered here at Velo. Easily a couple hundred, if not more. Probably pushing 500, I'd say, Raf.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Higgins, long clearance. Francesca wins that one, though. He was looking for Theodori, but again, Easton in the way. That's really well done there by Tropiano, and he's got it out, and it's Pickett. He's played it to Corbo. And Corbo's won another throw for the Cobras. All Cobras in this first 90 seconds. Pickett, bit of head tennis. Well, he's taken a bit of a knock and lost possession, but thankfully for Cobras, it's with Francesca. Francesca down the line. Theodoru, back to Francesca. He's got 2 for company. That's Moore and Grechko keeping Francesca busy there, and Easton have done well. They've lost possession though, Easton. Now here's McDonald. Down the line. That was Moore, but given away. But in with a really strong header. And now Easton looking to build. But again, Cobras finding the ball with ease right now. And here they go with Corbo. Corbo's cross looking for the back post. Can Theodora get onto it? He's managed to keep it in. Well done by Theodora. Swings it in on the left. Clearing header. Back to Corbo. Again, swings it in early on the ground. But that's cleared by Shaxi. And here comes Acton. 19 goals for Eastern United this year, Aaron Acton. Top goal scorer in State League 2. Joint top goal scorer, I should say. And Scorsinelli not taking any risks there and clearing it out. Raf, early stages, but what are you seeing after just 3 minutes in this State League 2 Grand Final?
Spot on, Spiro. No risk at the moment. I know Eastern United definitely don't want to take any risks, but both sides really have those attacking players up top with real pace to exploit perhaps the lack of pace at the back on both ends. So, yeah, like I say, it should be a topsy-turvy match.
Leading back with the throw. That's the voice of Rafael Frasina, State League 2 Coach of the Year this year. Budin. Commanding things from the back. Looks for McDonald. He's fallen on the ball. And here comes Theodoru. Quick 1-2 looking for the option was Orfanu, the captain. But too much on that, and that's another goal kick for Easton. It's a short goal kick, and Wiedenbach's now got the ball for Easton. He's just managed to keep it in. In fact, it is a throw-in, and that'll be Cobras just in front of their bench there. Down the line, Corbo. Shaxi in the way. Easton now gathering possession. It's been mainly Cobras in these early moments, but looking threatening right now is Easton. There's Moore looking down the line. McDonald. And that's good defending there by Christopoulos. Here's Moore. Captain for Easton. Played a quick 1-2 with Shaxi. All the way back to put in. Raf, we were talking before the game that you weren't expecting a diamond midfield from Easton, but it looks like they actually have gone with a diamond. Does that surprise you? Is that a tactical change-up by Detroit?
Yeah, I believe so. I don't believe they played this system. I mean, it was hard to tell on the smaller pitch at Easton, but traditionally they've had the 4-3-3 set up with their pace out wide. But you know, the Parks is a smaller pitch, so I guess this is a decent setup for them.
Wiedenbach. Looking inside, but he's given it away. Cobra's now looking to break with Corbo. Savino's on his own, but that's a great ball by Corbo. Just a little bit too much for Savino. And Easton should clear. Jakob now. He's won the throw for Easton. That was a delightful little ball there by Corbo looking for Savino, but it had to be perfect, and it was just a little bit too much for the Comet striker, Steve Savino. He did his youth apprenticeship, I'd say, in the local leagues with Campbelltown City. And this year, 22 games and 9 goals for Steve Savino, so that's a really good return for him. That includes the regular season and finals. He's also a bit of a naughty boy. He's got 4 yellows in his back pocket too, Steve Savino. Wiedenbach to take the relieving free kick here for Easton. Duffield. Back to Wiedenbach. Back to Wiedenbach. That came out exactly as I intended. Here's Budin. Now Shaxi. Trying to get the game under control a little bit here is Easton. Nice interplay between Shaxi, Budin, McDonald and Duffield. Now Duffield with a long ball, looking to put Cobras under pressure. Christopoulos did well to get his foot in there. And Easton will get the first corner of the game. And it'll be Grechko to come and take it for Eastern United. That was a beautiful interchange there. Great triangle work between the midfielders and defenders. And that's what experience gets you, doesn't it, Raf?
There's that pace to turn them around as well.
Grechko to take the corner. Swung in beautifully. That's a dangerous ball. It's caused a bit of mayhem. There's a shot. Swollen back to Grechko. Swings it in. Oh, and offside in the end. But Aaron Acton was free at the front post. And Cobras won't want to do that too often because he won't be offside every time, and he won't miss too many chances like that, Aaron Acton. 19 goals this season, as we said. In the regular season, 22 goals if you include finals, so he's potent. 22 goals from 24 games. He's going at almost one a game. Here's Shaxi. And they found their footing in the last few minutes, have Easton. Budin, long ball forward, McDonald. Beautiful little touch, looking for Chinnan, but intercepted by Cobras. Jakob with clearing header. Duffield did really well there to win a header and then win the free kick. He was outnumbered 2-1 and managed to get his head to the ball first and then was fouled. He'd be delighted with that because it looked for all money that between Corbo and Tamburino, Cobras were going to come away with possession. So superbly done by the midfielder. Long ball sent in. Cobras clear, but only as far as Moore. Grechko. Chinnan had company straight away, but he's got back possession. Duffield. Beautiful play. Jakob. Wiedenbach. Quick 1-2 with Duffield, or a little bit too much there from Duffield. And I think Raf, looking at Grechko, he's definitely pushing wider, and he's now in this goal kick, he's forming that diamond, but when they're attacking, he's definitely going wide. So it's quite a fluid formation here from Easton. And Cobras need to be alert to that because young Grechko looks like he's got a lot of pace.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a big fan of the diamond formation. I think, they're definitely compact now in the midfield, and they've got that overload against the Cobras 3. So it also does give them that counter-attacking option to break between the lines.
Scott Wiedenbach throwing down the line. Duffield flicks it on. It was Acton who was trying to win possession, but Cobras have managed to get a free kick, and sort of the first 3 or 4 minutes was all Cobras, and in the last 5 or so minutes it's really been Easton. So they found their footing, Easton, after a slow start. Pianta Dosi, goalkeeper for Cobras, State League 2 goalkeeper of the year, Pianta Dosi. So he's had an excellent year, played every single game. 24 games, has not missed a beat. Wiedenbach down the line. Looked like it might get a throw in, but Tamburino did really well to gather possession. Plays it inside. Orfanu looking for the overlap of Corbo. But again, excellent defending by Eastern United. Beautiful turn by Duffield. Shaxi looking for the switch. Here's Grechko. He's got more overlapping. Respects that. More slows things down. Back to Grechko. He's got Francesca for company. He might have to play all the way back. Grechko, and does really well to get that to Wiedenbach, and he's opened up the game on the far side. Wiedenbach now to Duffield. Back to Wiedenbach. That's going to be what I'm going to be saying all day. Back to Wiedenbach. Duffield. And Wiedenbach's cross expertly blocked by the left back for Cobras, Tamburino. And Easton have found their feet, haven't they, Raf? And it looks like right now they've just got the upper hand over Cobras.
Yeah, they've definitely settled. Probably more clever on the ball at the moment.
Orfanu. captain. Plays it inside. Oh, that's a loose one. That's easy for Shaxi. Play with a lot of experience. Robbie McDonald, lethal in front of goal is Robert McDonald. Scores wherever he plays. Cuts inside, looking for the shot. Well blocked. Here's Moore. Grechko. Oh, almost got it through the overlap. Chinnan. That looks like a handball. Referee says play on. Chinnan now, just outside the box, has a shot. Oh, that in the end, it was Acton who got in the way. And that was a beautiful piece of play there by Chinnan. Faked the first shot, managed to cut back outside and had a lot of power on that shot. But unfortunately for him, his striker and Aaron Acton ended up being the one that blocked it. But again, Easton showing quite a lot of strength right now, and Cobras need to find their feet again. Down to Dosey. His clearance only as far as Duffield. Down the line for Acton. Acton's cross. Should be a goal kick. And it is. It's 4-1. Spoke about Scott Wiedenbach quite a bit this early in the game, Raf, but of course his sister Ebony Kiriakou plays for Metro United. They won the WNPL championship, and the Wiedenbach family, if they get the win tonight, will have a cupboard full of trophies this year. A very, very famous footballing family. His nickname is Scooter, because in his younger days he used to be quite quick, if I remember correctly.
That's right. It's probably not one of his strengths now, but such a smart player on the ball. Valuable in this side.
How much of a difference is the jump from State League 2 to State League 1, Raf? I mean, both these teams will find themselves in State League 1 next year. Is it a big jump for teams who are playing in what is the third division in South Australia, getting promoted to the second division?
I'd say there's a very big difference between the top sides of State League 1 and the SL2. But you probably find that these two teams have invested in their squads. Definitely worthy of playing, equivalent to State League 1 at the moment. So, Mobry Vista and even Gawler have got some fantastic players. So they're probably more set up at the moment than what Seaford and potentially Vipers were, Fulham, and that's just the nature of promotion and relegation, I guess.
Of course, like we said, if you're just joining the broadcast, both these teams have been promoted. Cobras by virtue of being the premiers, and Eastern won the promotion playoff last week against Gawler 3-2. So both these teams will find themselves in State League 1 next year. But of course, before that, they have to navigate this grand final. Of course, there will be extra time and penalties should this game be level at full time. Never ever called a penalty shootout, Raf. So if I can be a little bit presumptuous, I wouldn't mind one.
You've jinxed it.
I have, haven't I?
Definitely. We're going to pens.
It is a beautiful, beautiful Adelaide evening. Sun's out. Great conditions for football. Of course, most of these teams by now would be probably preparing for pre-season rather than sort of finishing the year. But such has been the disruption this year with COVID. That'll be a free kick for Cobras, given away by Wiedenbach. Just how foreign is it to be playing in, early December for these guys who are used to sort of a winter season?
So strange. I guess we'd be well into our pre-season, probably even starting to play trial games at this stage. And I doubt these guys get much of a break.
Francesco with a free kick for Cobras. Looking for the back post. He's given that too much, and that's comfortable for Higgins. Cobras were curious to see whether Higgins had taken her over the line, but didn't eventuate. And that was some excellent work by Theodori there to get McDonald under wraps, because they were going to break there, Easton. Grechko back to Moore. Again, excellent interplay there by Easton, Duffield and Chinnan that time. And Cobras managing to win the foul. Struggling to get some possession here, Cobras. Tamburino. When they do get the ball, they're looking for that quick ball over the top, and it's coming back like that. There's Acton. He's fouled. Fairly straightforward, that one. The 2020 final series is proudly presented by Boral For all your concrete quarry and asphalt plants and needs, phone Borrell today on 84250400. Just heading into the 17th minute here at Velo. Still 0-0. Wiedenbach's cross, cut out. Let's come back to Wiedenbach. Duffield all the way back to Higgins. That's an excellent ball by Higgins. He's found put in beautifully. Grechko probably took the ball off McDonald. And that's easy for Christopoulos to control. Much to the appreciation of the Cobras fans. Pierre Tedosi with a quick throw. Francesca. Orfanu. Again, 4 or 5 Eastern players, lots of pressure, and Francesca, no choice but to go all the way back to Pierre Tedosi. Oh, under pressure. Gee, I'll tell you what, that almost came out of nowhere. Pickett looked like he was composed there, but a lot of pressure from Eastern, and the crowd responded. He's done well, though, in the end, Pickett. Tropiano. Pickett again. Again, Cobras just trying to get their foot in the game and forced all the way back to their keeper again. That was Scorsinelli. Now it's with Christopoulos. Orfanu shoved in the back. Nothing going. The referees decide to bring that back. That was a foul. But Din's not complaining. Referee waited to see if there was any advantage. That was excellent refereeing. But that'll be a free kick for Orfanu. Swings it in, look for the back post. That should be comfortable for Higgins, and it is. It's a little bit too much on that in the end. Quickly played out to Wiedenbach. Chinnan. That's a loose one from Chinnan. That should be comfortable for the Cobras. Francesca. Tropiano. Under pressure, it's a bit loose, but Francesca should have time to collect and does, but forced to go long down the line. Savino, just a little bit of a heavy touch, but he had Pickett in front of him, probably blocked a lot of his vision. Moore to Chinnan, and he's fouled. Very impressed so far with Chinnan, Yuta Chinnan. He's played 20 games this year for Eastern, 1 goal. What can you tell us about Chinnan?
I actually don't know too much about him. I know he's definitely Japanese boy that's, I think, he's come from White City. He hasn't been in Australia for too long.
Jakob. So Wiedenbach. Duffield. Patient approach by Eastern. Nick Badin. Moore to Shaxi. Back to Moore. Chinnan under pressure now. He's done well with that touch. Tropiano gets it. Here's Robbie McDonald. Oh, Tropiano's done well to get it back, but that should be a free kick in a very, very dangerous position for Eastern. Tropiano did well to recover, but in the process he's fouled McDonald, and this is an excellent position for Eastern. First real free kick in a dangerous position for either team. And they have put their foot down, Eastern, after a bit of a slow start, and despite that, they haven't had a real clear-cut chance. This probably presents their best opportunity so far. And it looks like Wiedenbach and McDonald are over the ball. Left or right foot here, Raf?
Oh, he's going to go right foot.
I think it's the right.
Robbie McDonald doesn't like to share these ones.
Robbie McDonald. It's McDonald. Robbie McDonald's hit the post. What an excellent free kick. And the Cobras breathe a sigh of relief. Piantadosi looked beaten. And only the post has saved Cobras from going 1-0 down in this grand final. 22nd minute mark here in the State League 2 grand final. The score is 0-0. RAA proudly supporting football in South Australia. While borders may be closed internationally, there are still many amazing destinations in Australia that are within South Australians' reach, and the RAA travel team can help you get there with the latest holiday offers. Cobras again flirting with a bit of danger in the back there and just dilly-dallying a little bit, and Eastern seem more hungry. They want the ball first. They're getting to the ball first, and we spoke about sort of that second COVID break and what it meant for Cobras. They look a bit like they've just slowed right down, finding it hard to get their foot in the game.
Yeah, I think they're probably a game behind Eastern, let's say, in regards to match fitness now. But that move from Robbie Detroit to go to that diamond midfield, just giving them numbers around the ball, fantastic by him.
Theodoru. Pickett. Looking for a long ball again, and this is what they've had to resort to, Cobras. It might come off here. Theodoru allows it to go to Francesca, but Francesca gives it straight back to Theodoru. Left foot. Savino, he's done well. Here's Francesca. A bit too much on that in the end, but that's Cobra's best chance of the game so far. And Savino did really well there to contest and just give his team a chance. For John Felitis, the Cobras coach, Raf, are you looking at making a tactical change this early, or do you allow some more time to see how this plays out?
Yeah, probably a little bit too early. I think this is the period that I like to call, like, you just try and take the sting out of it if you're under pressure. And half-time is probably where you need to make your changes if need be, but or to regroup. I think they're okay. I think they look dangerous from transition to defence to attack. But Eastern definitely more comfortable at the moment.
Here's Corbo. Savino. He's got players on the outside, cuts inside. Savino with a shot. That was a lovely shot by Stephen Savino. In the end, just a little bit too much on it, carrying over the bar and probably a tad wide, but superb play by the Cobra striker. Did have some players overlapping, but decided to cut inside. That right foot shot. Getting a few oohs and ahs from the Cobras faithful here at Velo. So not really troubling Higgins in the end. That's well won there by Christopoulos. He let McDonald know about it too. Robert McDonald was seeking a foul, nothing going. Here's Moore. Grechko, and he's fouled. And some protests there from the Cobras players. Tropiano very vocal, but looked like a foul to me.
Yeah, they've got to stay on their feet there. They can't keep giving away these fouls.
Yeah, it's dangerous positioning. Robert McDonald's still probably asking the referee why he didn't get the foul previously. Curtis Wordsworth, not interested. Marking out the 10 metres. No magic spray tonight. Disappointing.
Too hot for it.
Probably.
Dry up.
Grechko to swing it in on the right. Goes near post. That was dangerous. Cobras have done well to clear it. That was heading into the near post along the ground. Grechko with a quick throw to McDonald. McDonald flicking it over. Here's Acton. Acton looking for a scissor. That's safely wide.
Clever free kick from Grechko there.
It was a very clever free kick. Of course, Eastern United, Raf, if I'm not mistaken, started from amateur backgrounds. They used to be called NAB in the amateur league, if I'm correct. Yep. And slowly making their way up through the ranks in the semi-professional leagues here in South Australia. This will be their first time in State League 1, and if my memory serves me correct. So slowly making their way up the divisions. Excellent work there by Pickett. Francesca. Theodoru tackled by Chinnen. Has won the foul. They had a strong youth policy for a few years, but that's obviously moved away as they've built this squad, like you said, invested heavily with some experience. Budin, Jakub, Shaxi, Kemp, some of the players who've made their name in higher divisions. Will these players hang around for a State League 1 campaign, you think?
So what, if they start pre-season next week, they might just carry that momentum in. But yeah, definitely NAB was called back in the state leagues as well. They entered the state league Spiro. Actually played my first senior games there a couple of seasons before moving to Campbelltown. And it's a good little club to maybe take a step back sometimes, or to take a step forward. So this team at the moment, though, it's not set up for that. It's definitely set up for promotion.
promoted they did get this season. Finished second in the regular season behind their opponents tonight, the Cobras. But still managed to get promoted. Nick put in. Down the line to Grechko. His little back heel didn't come off, but the idea was a good one. Francesca with the throw in. That's a foul on Tropiano. Easy decision there for the referee. Free kick here by Theodoru. Swings it in on his left. That's a better delivery. Cobras almost getting their head to it, but should be cleared by Shaxi, and that's a foul. And I tell you, Orfano would be disappointed with that, but that was a clear elbow in the back. The 2020 final series is proudly presented by Boral. Boral is Australia's largest construction materials supplier. Give Boral a call today, 8425 0400. Cobra's got some talent on the bench too, Raf. One that people might be most familiar with is Eli Vlasic, who's a former captain of West Adelaide when they were in the NPL, now finding himself at Cobras. Very talented left footer. You would have come across Eli a few times in your time as a player and a coach. What do we know? I'll just take a pause here because here comes Corbo looking inside. He's got no one. Oh, that's excellently done there by the Eastern keeper in Higgins, because Corbo had plenty of options and he's done well to break down that play. Duffield is foul. So Eli Vlasic on the bench, finds himself on the bench tonight for Cobras. He's come in late in the season, or he's only played a few games, 6 games including finals. I apologise, 3 games including finals this year. He wears the number 6. But what can people expect to see from Eli if he gets on the park?
Yeah, they signed him just before the window closed, I believe, and he played 1 or 2 games and unfortunately copped an injury. So fortunately for him, this season's dragged on quite a while, and now he's got an opportunity to come off the bench and perhaps score the winner. But yeah, definitely a flashy player, very clever as well.
Put in with a great ball to Acton. Aaron Acton. That's loose, but Grechko should collect. He does. Swung in by Grechko. That's comfortable for the Cobras keeper. If you're just joining us, the score is 0-0 in this State League 2 Grand Final between Adelaide Cobras, the Premiers, and Eastern United, who will join them in State League 1 next year. It's been a free-flowing game. Maybe Eastern just edging it on points, but Cobras finding their feet again after a quick start. Here's Francesca inside to Orfano. He's done well. He's got 3 for company, though. And Eastern harassing the Cobras captain. He's had an excellent year in midfield, 14 goals from midfield. Savino now with the ball at his feet, but Budin has done well to intercept there. Read it beautifully, did Budin. And there's Wiener back. Long ball looking for McDonald. He's done well to bring that down. Chinnan. Back to the feet of McDonald. Back to Chinnan. Chinnan now with a shot. Not what he was after there, Chinnan. Quite wide. And Piantadosi will take the goal kick for Cobras. These 2 teams would know each other quite well. This is the 5th time they're playing this year. So come across each other quite a few times. Whedon back. Down the line for Duffield. Looks like that'll be a throw-in for Cobras. Possibly a foul, in fact. Referee decided it was a foul, and short one taken. Scorsinelli all the way back to Piantadosi. Johnny Moore's done really well. Cobras have won a throw-in. Right in front of the grandstand. Francesca. Robbie McDonald fell asleep there, and Pickett just tucked in behind him, but that's loose by Pickett, and Chinnan continuing his impressive starts this game. Picks up, cuts back inside. Sent Tropiano in both directions. Shaxi. Moore. Beautiful again by Easton. Shaxi to Badin. He's got Whedon back wide, but he's looking inside. Now he gives it to Whedon back. Well, that's well done there by Tamburino. And Cobras have a chance here to break. Tamburino getting past halfway. Whedon back trying to keep up with him. And Tamburino probably held it for a little bit too long, and Shaxi's gotten in the way. Experienced defensive midfielder, Jakub. His clearance deflected, but Budin's there to clean up. Again, he looks like he held it just a little bit too long, and he's put some pressure on. Back with Shaxi now. And the referees decided that will be a Cobras throw. Looked like the Cobras player got the last touch. No, too many complaints from Easton, though. And Cobras have warmed up a little bit again, Raf. They started well and then went a bit quiet, so they found their footing.
They've started to phase in. Perhaps Easton getting a little bit jaded.
Grechko with the clearance. Only as far as Francesca. Theodoru gets to the byline. Theodoru swings it on his right. Savino, it's cut well. Tries to lay it back to Francesca. But two Eastern players there, and now they're looking to break with pace. Here's McDonald. Grechko keeps his run going. Back inside of Grechko. Grechko's done really well. He's being fouled by Christopoulos. And he'll be lucky to escape a yellow card there, Christopoulos. Referee possibly giving him the benefit of the doubt. Oh, he's calling him over. It'll be interesting to see whether he does actually go in the book there, Christopoulos, because Grechko had gotten past him.
Might be his final warning.
First and final warning.
That's right.
Yeah, referees decided to give him the benefit of the doubt. It was not malicious, it was just the pace of Grechko probably caught Christopoulos out there. Very impressive young Grechko. Kirill Grechko, 24 games, 9 goals this year. Very talented footballer. What will he do with this free kick? The previous one was low and hard to the front post. He's gone with the back post. McDonald flicks it on. Too much on it in the end. And safely wide for Cobras, missing Chinnan. As the sun starting to set here in Adelaide. The lights are on here at Velo on this beautiful synthetic surface. Cobras are giving away the ball in a dangerous position. Oh, the referee decided late that was a foul. Looked like he was going to allow that. A few protests from the Eastern players. Cobras, of course, would be very used to the synthetic surface. They played their season out of Jack Smith Park, which is where West Torrens Bacala usually play. The Cobras are in the middle of a ground redevelopment themselves, so they're quite used to the synthetic surface, while Eastern, I believe, play on a grass pitch
yeah,
at Athelston, which is in the eastern suburbs of Adelaide, for those who might be watching from overseas or interstate. What do you prefer? Well, we have this conversation quite a bit when we do commentary, Raf, whether people prefer the synthetic or the natural, and we get quite a mixed bag of answers. What's your position?
Yeah, you can't go past a nice grass pitch. Although, from a futsal background, so the synthetic is nice and flat. So I personally favour the synthetic, but I'm not going to argue with a nice grass pitch as well.
Eastern have won another free kick in a very dangerous position. Robbie McDonald was using his body beautifully and managed to get the foul. And that's the 10th free kick that Cobras have conceded in this first half. And that's a lot. And this is, again, in a very dangerous position. And they've already given Robbie McDonald one look. He hit the post. He's got a warm-up. And he's not even interested in anyone else standing over the ball. It's all Robbie McDonald. Was prolific for Brahma Lodge in the amateur league here in Sunday Division 1, Robbie McDonald for a few years. Here comes McDonald, steps up for the free kick. Oh, and that's excellently done by Scorsinelli, because that looked again like it was going to be on target. He's found himself back in the semi-professional divisions, Robbie McDonald. Had a bit of time at Modbury Jets when they were in State League 1, but now finds himself in State League 2 with Eastern. But was scoring for fun for Brahma Lodge a few years ago in the amateur league in a very competitive Sunday Division 1. Grechko swinging it in. Probably not the delivery he wanted, and peters out to nothing. There'll be another goal kick for Cobras. Having a look at some of the statistics from the game so far. We've just had the second corner for Eastern. So that's 2 corners for Eastern. They've conceded 5 free kicks, and Cobras have conceded 10. And we've had quite a few shots on and off target in this first half. This is, of course, the State League 2 Grand Final for 2020. Chinnan has been given the advantage by the referee. Well, the referee's decided now to give the foul. Duffield allows it to be taken by Jakob. Wiedenbach. Acton. Duffield. That's excellently done by Pickett. Had to make the challenge there, Pickett, and was always a risk that he might give away a foul, but has done sensationally well to take the ball off Duffield's foot. Corbo there this time for Cobras on Duffield, and Wiedenbach takes a quick one to Shaxi. Nice to play deep, Shaxi. Acton. That header was keeping Piantadosi interested. And over the bar. And despite quite a few shots, Raf, I don't recall either keeper having to make a outrageous save at this point. They've been sort of in and around the goals, but not too many forcing either keeper to warm the gloves.
There was just that one effort from Corbo, I believe, that ran through on goal, and Higgins tipped it out.
That's why you're here, Raf. Expert commentary. I'd completely forgotten about that one.
Only one.
Theodoru. Harassed out by Moore. Grechko. Coming in on his right. Like we said, 9 goals this year, so knows where the net is. Grechko, oh, he's been cleaned up. And that'll be the first yellow card of the game, and that's going to go to Tamburino from Cobras. And Grechko giving Cobras a lot of headaches, the youngster. And that was a very, very impressive run. And if you're Robbie DeTroyer, the Eastern United coach, you're giving Grechko a lot of leeway to show what he's capable of, because Cobras have found it very, very hard to keep him under control.
Yeah, they've got to get Cobras have got to get the message out to the boys, not to foul outside the box, stay on your feet. These are opportunity after opportunity for Eastern United.
Shaxi sniffing around, but again, it looks like Robbie McDonald has basically said, this is my spot, guys, I'll have this one. His free kicks have been good. First one hit the post. Second one cleared by the wall. Here's McDonald. Straight into the wall that time. That'll leave a mark, though. Theodoru. Wiedenbach. First time cross. It's got too much on it. You know, Cobras got to stop fouling in and around the box, like you said, because eventually one of those will get over the wall and give them something to think about. Moore with a quick throw in. Grechko. Shaxi. Duffield. Plenty of time for Duffield. Back to Shaxi. Sitting quite deep right now, Cobras, and there's a big space between their midfielder and their striker, and he's quite isolated right now, Steve Savino, the striker for Cobras. But such is the possession game that Eastern have been playing that they are forcing Cobras to drop deeper. And as we can see now with the break, Steve Savino finds himself against 3, and he's got to do a lot of work. He's done magnificently well to beat 1, but couldn't get past the second. And Budin clears. Weedham back to McDonald. Looking for Chinnan. Chinnan's fouled, and that'll be a second yellow card. And that's Scorsinelli there for Cobras. And that's 2 of the back 4 now on yellow cards for Adelaide Cobras. Quite easily could have been Christopoulos too for his challenge earlier, where the referee decided to give him the benefit of the doubt. We're almost at half time. We're just heading into the 43rd minute here at Velo. Weedham back. Swings it in. Pickett's done well to collect and clear, but again, Savino finds himself against 3 Eastern players, and that's easy for Jakob. Weedham back. Cross is dangerous one. Cobras have done well to clear. Only as far as Budin. Grechko. Cuts inside, looking on his right. Grechko. Piantadosi. Piantadosi giving the Cobras fans a bit of a heart attack there. He looked quite comfortable, but just fumbled it, and almost getting onto the crumbs was McDonald. Savino's fouled Budin there. It's going to be very hard for Steve Savino to win headers against Nick Budin and Jakob. Probably wanting to feed him through rather than getting him through to the air.
Yeah, the space in behind is key.
Almost heading into half time, and Cobras probably wanting a chance to gather themselves. It's probably Eastern's half. They've edged it just, I would say, Eastern. Theodoru, lot of pace. He's got Chinnan now, and Budin. He's given away a foul, unfortunately, there, Theodoru. Some of the Cobras fans asking for a penalty, but Theodoru, unfortunately, as he was trying to sort of get around Budin and get the cross in, his trailing leg collected the back of Nick Budin, and that was clearly an Eastern ball. Nick Budin looks like he's hurt his finger. Will be a dislocation, but should be comfortable to carry on. Nick Budin did have one season in the NSL, Nick Budin with Adelaide United. Scored a couple goals, if my memory recalls correctly, Raf. So he has tended to be an attacking player, Nick Budin, but finds himself in central defence today. Has he been playing there regularly for Eastern this year?
They've used him up and down the spine, I guess, this season. He played. He was playing up top with that hold-up play. I guess now they've got McDonald in, they can afford to put him back. Yeah, at centre back, of course, Lippett's out as well. So
yes,
Robbie's had to reshuffle the team.
Yeah, Robbie Lippett, who was named on the bench, didn't even warm up for Eastern, so I don't think he's even on the bench tonight. He was having a chat to you, Raf, pre-game, and said that his hamstring just wasn't quite right, so he's out. And you're right, he probably would have slotted into that centre-back position next to Jakob, but that's forced his unavailability has forced Budin into that role and done quite well. Weedham back. That's heavy. Grechko should have the legs over Francesca and does. Inside to Chinnan. Chinnan now. Shaxi. And they'll restart Eastern with Budin. Jakob. It's a heavy touch from Duffield, but he's managed to keep it in. Lots of space for Shaxi. To the feet of McDonald. Scorsinelli did really well to regain possession. Long ball looking for Savino. That's cleared by Duffield. Sorry, Jakob to Duffield. Duffield looking long down the line. Should be easy for Tamburino. Try to bring it down. It's a bit heavy. Well, Tamburino took a risk there. And now here's Chinnan. Plays it inside to Roy McDonald. But that's comfortable Piantadosi. I tell you, if Tamburino had mistimed that challenge, that could have been his second yellow. That is half-time here at the Velo Sports Centre in the 2020 State League 2 Grand Final. The score here at half-time is Adelaide Cobras 0, Eastern United 0. We're going to take a very, very small break, and then we'll come back and review that first half and also get ready for the second half. Back with you soon. Welcome back to the Football SA's coverage of the 2020 State League 2 Grand Final. The 2020 Final Series is proudly presented by Boral. Boral is Australia's largest construction material supplier with a strong reputation for product quality, service and technical competency across a vast network of concrete, quarry and asphalt plants. Phone Boral today on 8425 0400. And we also need to mention RAA, who are proudly supporting football in South Australia. Visit the RAA website for your travel inspiration, or visit an experienced RAA travel agent at one of our 10 locations across SA and get planning today. Good evening, my name is Spiro Karanikos Mimis. I'm your host and commentator, and joining me for special comments this evening is State League 2 Coach of the Year, Rafael Frasina. Raf, the score is 0-0 at half-time between Cobras and Eastern. How did you see that first half?
Yeah, I thought it was tightly contested. I think Eastern United probably overall were the dominant side, better with the ball, playing between the lines. The ball was sticking up top, because I think they've really struggled to hold that ball up there with Cobras, and it's probably up against Budin and Yakub. They're strong players, so they probably want to get that ball in behind, and towards the end of that first half, Steve Savino started to make runs in behind, and you can see that it was potentially going to be damaging, but I think Eastern were quite comfortable at the moment. Yeah,
I don't think it's unfair to suggest that Eastern probably just edged that first half. Cobras came back into it late in the first half, but I felt that Eastern were just slightly better and probably looked a little bit more dangerous, but no team really testing either keeper. Robbie McDonald hit the post from a free kick, and we had that great opportunity that Cobras had through young... His name is, of course, escaping me just as I said it, young Corbo. But other than that, it's just been a little bit sort of breaking down for both teams in that final third. Is that unfair, do you think?
No, I think that's fair. Definitely tends to be breaking down into that box. I'd say as the teams fatigue, there might be a few more opportunities to come.
Just quickly gazing out onto the pitch, doesn't look like either side have made a substitution at half-time. So both teams will resume the second half as they ended the first half. The score is 0-0. We are delighted that you've been able to join us this evening, either on the Football SA Facebook page or through the Football SA YouTube channel. We are delighted to have you with us, and we hope you are enjoying the coverage of the State League 2 Grand Final. Both these teams will be in State League 1 next season. Of course, this game will go into extra time and penalties if required to decide who will be the champions of 2020 State League 2 division. Eastern with the kickoff in the second half. Here's Wiedenbach. Yakub. That clearance is a bit wayward. Landing right in front of us here. Rafi almost got a touch. And it'll be a throw in now for Tamburino. Down the line, looking for Corbo. But it's gone to Acton, and Scorsinelli not leaving any doubt onto what he wanted to do with that, and he's cleared it almost into the car park. Here's Duffield, who's been impressive. Shaxi doesn't really get much further forward than where you're seeing him now. Likes to just sit in front of the defence and play the easy passes and intercept the attacking plays. Francesca with the relieving throw-in for Cobras. And again, young Grechko. Seems to be everywhere, Kirill Grechko. Wearing the number 11 shirt. Mentioned in the first half, 24 games, including finals this year. 9 goals. Only one player has played more games than him. 2 players, sorry, and that's Johnny Moore and Nicholas Badin for Eastern this season. Shaxi's done well to bring that under control. He's got 2 for company and sees them both off. Down the line more. Acton. Inside to Grechko. Excellent switch. Wiedenbach. Chinnan. Budin. Grechko to Moore. Shaxi. Well done by Francesca for Cobras. It's still gotten to Robbie McDonald. He's got Christopoulos for company. Swings it in on his right. Scorsinelli did really well there because Acton was looking like he was wanting to turn. But again, Cobras having to resort to these long balls, and they'll look up now and see Steve Savino isolated, and they have to slow down and wait for some reinforcements. So now with Theodoru. Savino, oh, he's just overrun him. He's disappointed in himself a little bit there, but here's Orfanu, the captain for Cobras. Theodoru, he's got Francesco on the outside, plays him now. Probably a little bit too much, but Francesco's done well to get to it. Couldn't get it past the player on the near post, which was, I believe that was Duffield. Now it's Theodoru. Back outside. Cobras with a shot. That was an excellent shot by Tropiano. And the rebound, it's got gone wide and it'll be a throw-in, but that's probably one of the most dangerous passages of plays for Cobras. They forced the Eastern keeper and Higgins into a save. Acton had 3 Cobras players around him, and in the end it was Pickett getting the tackle in.
Done well there.
He did very well. Looks like might be an early substitution. We're just seeing the assistant coach for Cobras, Zep Barker, on the sideline there. Maybe a real quick change here for Cobras. Raph, I'll just ask you to keep an eye on that. In fact, we are going to pause now straight away for a change, and that's interesting. Number 2, we're just looking for number 2, and that's Tamburino. Maybe he had a bit of a knock. Raph is my only thought.
Yeah, I think he copped that knock just before half time, that collision.
And maybe just couldn't get out on the park. Well, got out on the park, I apologise, but couldn't continue.
It looks like they're going now with Corbo left back.
Thank you very much, Raph. It is Corbo who's gone to left back, and Panayi was the player who's come on for Cobras. It's forced a bit of a reshuffle for the Cobras. Panayi looks like he's gone to right wing, and Theodoro looks like he's switched to the left. And there is substitute Panayi. Francesca. He's done well there. Moore showing his experience to recover, and found himself then harassed out of it. Francesca, and here comes Grechko. McDonald. Christopoulos, though, getting the ball and looking to play Francesca, but Budin should see that comfortably out, showing all his experience there, Nick Budin. Player coming on, as we said, for Cobras is Panayi. He's wearing number 15 shirt. He's going to be lining up on the right wing. Andrew Panayi. He's played 9 games for 1 goal this year for the Cobras.
Come up through the junior ranks, Spiro. Young Panayi.
They do have a strong junior setup, the Cobras, and not surprising to hear that, Raph. There he is, looking for Savino. That's almost gotten over Higgins' head. The header back from Budin. Comfortable, though, in the end for the keeper. They are a player club. Cobras, of course, used to be known as Adelaide Ammonia. A club with a Cypriot heritage. And their amateur team actually now goes by Adelaide Ammonia Cobras. Here's Grechko cutting inside. And again, advantage given and brought back. I think that's the right decision from the referee. He was willing to give McDonald an opportunity for an advantage, but decided to call that back. Cobras players not happy, but again, the Cobras giving a free kick away in a very, very dangerous position. And you just cannot keep giving fouls away in those places.
Looks like it's Duffield over the ball now.
Thank you very much, Raph. You are 100% correct. Rafael Fresina, State League 2 Coach of the Year in 2020. It is Duffield over the ball now. Robbie McDonald's given him up. I wonder if he was forced to. Robbie doesn't like giving a free kick away. Here comes Duffield into the wall. Weedham back. And he's won a corner for Cobras, and that'll be their 3rd corner of the game, Eastern. And again, Cobras just giving away fouls in and around the box. Short one. Wiedenbach couldn't get past Francesco at the front post. Savino finding himself a long way back. Theodoro had a lot to do there, and really, even if he'd brought it down, he would have just looked up and seen 4 Eastern players around him. That'll be a throw-in for Eastern. Wiedenbach throwing to Chinnan. He's been very impressive in the attacking midfield position for Eastern. Back to Shaxi, now with Budin. Grechko. Referee looking like might give an advantage. McDonald. Should be cleared by Cobras only as far as Grechko. Grechko outside the box. And Piantadosi's done really well there. He's knocked over Grechko for his trouble. The referee's given an advantage to Piantadosi. I think that's probably right. It was Grechko obstructing the keeper. He had every right to collect that. It'll be a throw-in for Cobras. You were a striker, weren't you, Raf, in your playing days?
More midfielder. I definitely could play up top. Played a little bit there for Campbelltown.
Do you think goalkeepers are overprotected? I'll just let you stew on that one. Here comes Acton. Acton now done really, really well there as the defender for the Cobras. I think that was Christopoulos tracking back superbly to stop that attacking play. But it'll be another corner for Eastern, number 4. Do you think goalkeepers a bit protected, or?
They probably do get the benefit of the doubt. Depends on who the referee is. But we've had mixed decisions this season.
Grechko to take the corner for Eastern. Goes short. Back to Grechko. Too much on that. Obviously one from the training ground there for Eastern, but didn't come off. And you'd think that change from Cobras was probably a forced one with Tamburino coming off for Panayi, but if you were looking to make a tactical change or an impetus change and you were coaching the Cobras, Raf, we've got Shahadi, Mangafakis, Nicola and Vlasis on the bench. Which one of those players would you be looking to bring on quickly?
Well, I don't know how long Vlasis can play, because I know he's coming back from injury, but he's probably someone that you'd need on the park now, experienced head. It might not be personnel, it might be just having a look at how they can exploit Eastern. They're just not hurting them at the moment with that one up top. Savino looks dangerous when he's around the ball, but he hasn't really been given many opportunities, so probably something to stew over for the coaching staff.
It just seems to get right here, doesn't it? Like just in that passage of play for Cobras, they win the ball in defence, they look up, and it's always either Shaxi or Budin or Jakub getting in the way, and Savino's really isolated. And again, you can probably see there is a massive gap, and Eastern are exploiting it really well. Grechko looking for McDonald. Piantadosi didn't come, and it's managed to get to him either way. Hesitated just a little bit there, the goalkeeper, but the spin of the ball carrying it to his advantage. Francesca. Panayi. Long switch. He's done really well to get it to Theodoro. Theodoro now. 1 step over, 2 step overs, 3. Wiedenbach. Did really well to keep up with him, Scott Wiedenbach. He had Terry Theodoro in front of him dancing a little bit there, trying to get him to wrong foot himself, but Wiedenbach's experience telling, forcing the error from Panayi. Theodoro, sorry. And in the end it petered out too. Not much for Cobras. Breeze has picked up a little bit.
Yeah, slightly.
You might not be able to see it on the flags, the corner flags, but it has picked up a little bit. Favouring Cobras, but probably not enough to influence the game, but definitely a breeze now. The sun's gone down. Might be just able to hear it through our effects mic. You may or may not, but it's definitely picked up. Francesca. Won by Moore. McDonald. Excellent first touch, Robbie McDonald. He's got Corbo for company. McDonald using his body to keep Corbo away from the ball. Wiedenbach, Shaxi, Jakub, Budin. Loose one from Nick Budin. And given quickly. And recovered really well, did Budin. But that's a horrible back pass. He's put the keeper in under all sorts of pressure. But Higgins did well to clear it. Got to Grechko. Panayi's done well to win the ball. Oh, and that's a yellow card. That's a deliberate trip, and that should be the first yellow for Eastern, and it is.
Just lost his cool there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, Grechko. He's had a good game, but that probably wasn't necessary.
His energy got matched there by Panayi, came in and stole the ball. Just needed to delay, there was a lot of numbers there.
We spoke about changes you'd make if you're coaching Cobras, Raf. What about Eastern? If you were in Robbie DeTroy's shoes, would you just leave things as they are right now? Are you looking to make a change? Are you not? You happy with the way things are going?
Yeah, I'd be pleased if I was him. I think, they don't look like they're going to concede at the moment.
Pickett's free kick, easily dealt with. To McDonald. And a handball against Cobras.
Having said that, you got Matt Kemp sitting on the bench, so that's tempting to throw him on, especially with the last 20 to go.
Yeah, we had a chat about. We had a chat about that. That's the 17th foul given away by Cobras, by the way. We had a chat about that pre-game, didn't we, about Matty Kemp? We'll just pause here because here comes Acton, and he's been brought down, and surely that's a penalty. Oh, the referee has decided not to give the penalty. Acton looked for all money that he was brought down, and I think Cobras have dodged a bullet there because that looked like a clear-cut penalty, and the referee has given Cobras the benefit of the doubt, and the Eastern fans around us not happy with that decision, and it's hard not to agree with them. Theodoru plays it inside. He was looking for Alfanu, But again, Eastern easy getting it out. McDonald to Wiedenbach. Great ball. Acton, that's an excellent little flick on there by the defender in Christopoulos. It's gone to Grechko now. And Corbo looking to clear. Alfanu. Savino. Again, 2 for company. Nick Badin. He's got the height. Badin's given it away though. Alfanu got to given a little touch. And it looked like that was Tropiano. It was Tropiano, but his left-footed pass down the line comfortably collected by Eastern. And Cobras must be breathing a huge sigh of relief there. And just pause before we talk about that penalty. Robbie McDonald, great ball. Acton! Gotten too far for Acton, but Robbie McDonald's cross was delightful. And the striker, Acton, just could not get onto it. Aaron Acton, 22 goals from 24 games this year. Panayi in this game has come to life all of a sudden. Here's Alfanu. Theodoru. Outside the box. Heavy touch. Collected by Moore. Shaksik pointing, directing. Wiedenbach, long ball. Acton's done well to use his body to get underneath it. He's got 5 Cobras players for company. He's going to have to play it out to Chinnan. Chinnan's touch is an excellent one. Advantage given. Grechko now. Looking for a shot. Grechko blocked. And Savino's picked up the pieces for Cobras. Savino is fouled. Raf, we can take a breath now. What did you make of that penalty chance for Eastern? Looked like a penalty to me.
From here it did. Curtis was pretty confident it wasn't. I guess he's got linesmen in a good position as well. They've got the comms.
And referee Curtis Wordsworth deciding there was nothing in that. Assistant referees Nick Elligan and Alexander Diamond. But Eastern really looking a little bit more dangerous when they attack. But Cobras seem to have just decided to open up a little bit too. Scorsinelli. Savino, heavy touch. Wiedenbach down the line. Duffield. McDonald. Should be won by Scorsinelli. He's done really well there, Scorsinelli. Superbly. And he switched that nicely to Panayi. Cutting inside. Pickett. Oh, he's fallen asleep there, Pickett. And Chinnan's gotten in, won the ball. Shaxi. McDonald. Looks like Chinnan's taken a bit of a knock. He's on his haunches down play. Robbie McDonald trying to get down the line. He's won the throw. He's done really well there, Robbie McDonald.
Kirill Grechko looking a bit ginger as well.
Yeah. It looks like Eastern will make their first substitution of the game. It is number 11, Grechko. Raf, you are 100% right. He's coming off. Coming on, number 16. It'll be Blazeka. Nevin Blazeka is coming on for Eastern. 18 games this year, including finals, for 2 goals. Now, Grechko has run his guts off. He does look like he's a bit ginger, probably a bit tired too. He was superb to watch. He's probably just run out a bit of juice, I reckon. And it's heading into the 63rd minute. Looks like a like-for-like swap there. Blazeka going out to the left wing. I apologise, it's Chinnan who's gone out to the left wing and Blazeka has come inside.
Yeah, they've just flicked Chinnan over to the left side of the diamond and Blazeka's gone into a number 10 role.
Pickett. Orfanu, lovely flick, back to Pickett. Savino, Pickett, great work, excellent tackle though by Wiedenbach. Superb tackle.
Probably Cobras' best passage to date.
Two on one in that corner. Savino pushing and shoving, and he's given away a foul. Not much he could do there. Just tried to maybe force an error, but in the process has given away the foul. And he's tooled hard, Steve Savino, but I think you made the point, Raf, not long ago, that just seems to, when it does get to him, he's isolated and it's a bit 4-on-1, 3-on-1. There's not much he can do, but he's tooled hard. Here's Blazeka. That's excellently done by Pickett, though. Pickett and Tropiano have been quite impressive in the midfield for Cobras. Chinnan fouled. Francesca just in his back there. And the ref just reminding the players that he's in control. Shaxi. Long switch. Plenty of time for Wiedenbach. Another switch. Great ball to Chinnan. Chinnan inside the box. A few cries for handball. Nothing going. Back onto his right is Chinnan. Panayi toiling hard. He's been very energetic, Panayi, since he came on. Duffield with a header. Duffield! Down to Dosey. Comfortable, really. Orfanu. Pickett. Here's Savino again. This time Jakub right on him. And he's just clutching at the back of his leg there, Savino. Just got up a bit ginger from that challenge. Budin for Easton. Looking down the line for McDonald. Scorsanelli's done really well. Win the header. Not easy against Roy McDonald to win headers. Coming back again though, Wiedenbach. McDonald tried to get the ball back to Wiedenbach. But Corbo is there. Cleared by Cobras. It should be a foul for Theodoru, and it is.
Just breaking up the play there, Easton. Smart.
Delighted to have your company here for the 2020 State League 2 Grand Final between Adelaide Cobras and Eastern United. The 2020 final series is proudly presented by Boral. Boral is Australia's largest construction material supplier. Give them a call on 8425 0400. Jakub. Wiedenbach. Duffield to Shaxi. Again, a very patient approach by Easton. Shaxi very happy just to cut the ball and go back or sideways. Here's Blazeka. Good 1-2 with Shaxi. Blazeka's done really well. Budin. It's given it away. Loose one. Tropiano. Given away again by Cobras. Blazeka overruns it. A lot of energy from Blazeka. Looks keen. Again, Cobras just a little bit slow, dallying on the ball, and Acton's made them pay. Now Chinnan. Duffield. McDonald. Corbo did sensationally, and then Scorsinelli also. Here comes Pickett. Theodoru, who's been active. Pickett. To Orfanu, who's probably been quiet by his usual standards. Francesca. First time cross. Excellent cross. Savino. No. Easily cleared by Budin. Whedon back down the line. Only as far as Pickett. Swings it in on his left, Pickett. Panayi in the back. Should be a foul. Referee says nothing doing. Thought the contest was fair. Well, and that's loose by Duffield. And both teams may be showing a little bit of tiredness now, Raf. That 3-week sort of break between the first round of the finals and then the COVID shutdown probably starting to affect some of the players as far as some of the passes we're seeing a bit looser now.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. On an artificial pitch as well, they probably gave their all in the first half, and now it's starting to show.
Swung in by the Cobras, the back post. Pickett. Chinnan did well. Just won another corner though, Cobras. And that'll be corner number 2. Thank you very much to our producer and stats person. Looks like Corbo is going over there to take the corner. Be swinging it in towards the keeper in Higgins with his left boot. Swung in. Easily cleared though by Moore. That was Acton. And a foul. And that's probably the first foul in a real dangerous position for Cobras. We've seen a few for Eastern, but they've given one away. Now Eastern in a dangerous position. And the Cobras have an opportunity to test Higgins in the Eastern goal. And it's Francesca over the ball. Getting a few pointers from Savino, but the Cobra striker leaving the ball. Francesca steps up. Francesca straight into the wall. Tropiano just trying to dink one to the back post, but that was easy for Higgins. Long clearance. Corbo's flick probably needed to make that header, Corbo, because he had Duffield in behind him. Flick on has given Eastern a corner right in front of probably the biggest density of crowd here. Of course, most people around here are obviously respecting the social distancing rules that come with the new normal, as we like to say. But it's still a very, very good crowd here at Velo. Duffield. Oh, here we go. And there's a bit of fire. There's a bit of fire. I got a message at half-time, Raf, saying maybe both teams struggling a little bit for motivation, as it is December and, you know, a few weeks off, but that definitely did not look like either Tropiano or Duffield were lacking motivation there.
Yeah, I guess once you're on the pitch and you're in the final, you want to win.
They're still niggling at each other a little bit. Here's Whedon back. Looking at the near post.
Set piece has been poor tonight.
They have been a little bit poor, but that's kind of come out okay for Eastern. It's another corner. It'll be their 5th of the evening. So we're heading into the 72nd minute mark. You might just be able to see Matty Kemp in behind there and heading down the tunnel. Maybe he might be getting ready to come on. Adelaide United Melbourne Victory player in the A-League, Matthew Kemp. Very experienced and talented individual. Looks very fit. He'd be over 40, surely. Chinnan, near post again. Probably poor. Duffield. Decided against the shot. But then on the left foot, looking for the back post. Piantadosi's got 2. Assistant referee had raised the flag for offside. Advantage given to the Cobras. Theodoru's done well to get past Shaxi. And also Jakob. Very impressed with young Terry Theodoru. 22 games this year, 2 goals for the Cobras. Swung in on the left boot. Jakob's recovered well. Tropiano, back post. Francesca. I think that was Moore at the back there. Was Moore. Did excellently. Down the line for Acton. But Christopoulos, who's been quite good defensively for Cobras. Not allowing anything to get through. It's a bit of a stalemate, really, isn't it, Raf, right now, this game? It's sort of poised very tentatively. Both teams looking for that break, but just that last piece of execution that we spoke about at half-time, just missing right now, isn't it?
Yeah, the end product. I guess they're both quite nervous to concede at this point.
Acton. Back to Chinnan. He's been given a foul against the Cobras. The Cobras player is not happy. And that'll be the 21st free kick conceded by Adelaide Cobras. They're not scared of putting a tackle in and leaving a little mark.
Hasn't cost them yet, but if they continue this.
It'll be Shaxi over the ball now for Easton. Blazeka and McDonald, Budin, Jakob all in the box. Chinnan as well. Shaxi with the free kick, looking the back post. Jakob, Piantadosi fumbled it, but the referee had given a free kick before that. I think that was a foul from Jakob on the defender, not on the keeper. Despite all the free-flowing midfield impetus that Easton have had, they haven't really tested Piantadosi too much. We did speak about the free kick that McDonald put against the post, but other than that, well, that's given away. And here's Blazeka. Blazeka on the ground, that's missed by McDonald. That was loose by Piantadosi. Tropiano's done well. Now, the referee's called a free kick here, and I tend to sympathise a little bit here with Tropiano because Shaxi had his head quite low to the ground and he had every right to try and win that ball. But the rule does say that if a boot's near a head, it is considered dangerous play. So probably right decision by the referee, but you do sympathise with Tropiano. Shaxi takes a free kick, flicked on. Piantadosi's collected the ball comfortably. And that's another yellow card for a deliberate foul. Blazeka. Probably a smart one, to be honest. RAA proudly supporting football in South Australia. As experienced travellers, the travel experts at RAA can offer you bespoke and flexible holiday experiences that enable you to get back out and discover new and exciting destinations. Check out the RAA. Francesca. Long switch to Theodoru. He's probably looked the most likely for Cobras. He's had to put his foot on it there, though. Corbo overlapping him. He's giving it away there, Corbo. And Tropiano. And you heard where that ball landed. Blazeka. Here's Acton. McDonald. Back to Acton. He's got Piantadosi interested but comfortable. And we're heading towards the 80th minute mark, and it's still 0-0 here at Velo. Tropiano dallying again. He's giving it away. There's Acton. Acton now. Great shot by Acton. What a save by Tropiano. A superb save from the Cobras keeper, and that was goal bound for sure. And what a superb palm away from the Cobras goalkeeper. He saved the blushes of his defensive midfielder in Tropiano, because that was travelling to the top corner. And that is a brilliant, brilliant save. And he hasn't been called into action much, Piantadosi, but just when his team needed him, he was strong. State League 2 goalkeeper of the year. Swung in, cleared by the Cobras. Wiedenbach with the corner. Theodoru. He's got more for company. Again, though, that ball looking for Savino has not worked all night for Cobras. Wiedenbach. McDonald. That's shoulder to shoulder, and Tropiano's done well to win a throw in there for the Cobras. And what a great shot and save. The shot from Acton was a ripper, and Piantadosi stood up brilliantly. The Cobras keeper, member of the crowd there, get a touch. Raf, just heading into the 80-minute mark. Is it time for some substitutions, or you're thinking maybe we wait now to extra time? Where's your head as a coach?
Oh, it's really opened up in that midfield. I think it's definitely time for a couple subs. Like I said, you got Matt Kemp there that you'd probably be looking at bringing on. Might be the difference. And also for Cobras, Eli Blassis.
Are you surprised we haven't seen Blassis yet?
It's a little bit. I guess they might be waiting for extra time now.
McDonald's cross all the way back to Chinnan. Chinnan now to Moore. Johnny Moore, a very, very storied career throughout the semi-professional divisions here in South Australia. This year, 25 games and 1 goal for the defender. Played every single game for Eastern. Theodoru looking for Savino. Savino tried to bring it down, but again, just harassed by the Eastern defenders. Christopoulos to Francesca. Down the line. Corbo. Weeding back to take the throw in. We've just ticked over into the 81st minute here at Velo, the State League 2 Grand Final. It's a big stalemate here, not only on the scoreboard but on the pitch too. It's a really even challenge, and I think quite surprising that it's still 0-0. These two teams, as we said, have met 4 times before this year, and with the exception of the round 15 game which ended 1-1, we've seen plenty of goals between these two teams. 4-2 in the round 5. Just pause here for the corner. Again, a poor one by Wiedenbach. Back to Wiedenbach. That's just gotten stuck in my head today. I can't stop saying back to Wiedenbach, or Wiedenbach goes back. It's just one of those things now. It was a 4-2 game in round 5, and then it was 3-3 in the second semi and 3-2 in the first semi. So to see these teams at 0-0 in the 80th minute, it's quite surprising. And again, the real sort of only strong chance was that save that we just saw from Piantadosi. Good corner by Blazeka. It's fallen to Wiedenbach, but he was always going to get that ball rising off his boot because he was leaning backwards. He had a lot of work to do to get it down and on target. Cobras play a quick goal kick. Piantadosi. Long switch looking for Panayir, who was very, very energetic when he came on, but seems to have quietened a little bit. Chinnan. A little bit quieter too since he's moved out to the left-hand side of that diamond. But his replacement, Blazeka, has been quite involved in the middle of the park. Excellent work by Corbo. Very impressed with Corbo. Raf, is he traditionally a left-back and he was playing left midfield today, or is he sort of playing out of position now?
Yeah, he doesn't quite like playing there, to be honest, but he's very good there. He played a handful of games for Campbelltown City in that position, so definitely capable, strong player, reads the game well, speed, nice left foot as well. So it's got all the qualities, but it definitely enjoys to play more advanced.
Those are the expert comments of Rafael Frasina, State League 2 Coach of the Year this year. His team, unfortunately, was knocked out by Gawler a few weeks back in the finals. Gawler lost last week to this Eastern United team in that final promotion game. Francesca had a year. I almost feel like something special has to happen to break this deadlock right now. Maybe it's a bit of quality from Orfanu, or whether the experienced heads of Budin step up, or McDonald, but it feels like it's going to take something special from someone to break this game open.
Yeah, most definitely. I think if one of these deliveries makes its way into the box properly, then might result in a goal here.
That was a good delivery, and interesting choice there by the goalkeeper in Higgins to hit that out on the volley. Bit of a heart stopper.
Definitely made me nervous.
Cobras with a throw in. Heavy touch. Both teams now looking a tad tired. Shaxi's getting up front. He's going to get a nosebleed. He's that far forward. But Savino's tracked back beautifully. Steve Savino, and that ball will be collected by one of the youngsters that live in and around the area here, because that's gone into the neighbourhood. Another throw in for Cobras, and we're just seeing that tiredness kicking in, because both teams are a bit looser now with their passing, and a few gaps opening up. Shaxi met by Corbo. Corbo's arm in Shaxi's back, but the referee deciding to play on, and here's Blazeka. Chinnan has got more overlapping. Plays it inside to Robbie McDonald. Robbie McDonald to Moore. Well, Francesca's done well. And I'm not sure if Chinnan meant that, but if he did, that was a superb effort to get the header back. Francesca, 5 minutes to go in normal time. There'll be injury time, of course. But if the score remains 0-0, or a draw in any capacity, we'll go to extra time, and then possibly penalties too. Duffield. Blazeka. Paris Duffield, who's toiled very hard in that midfield. Shaxi. More to Shaxi again. He's got a bit of pressure now. Shaxi's got Theodori there. Theodoro has done sensationally well. Referee allowing those two players to tussle it out. Back to Shaxi. McDonald. Chinnan. Duffield. Chinnan. Back to Duffield. Can he get the cross in? And petering out to nothing. And as the clock ticks by, it's more and more likely that we're going to see extra time here in this 2020 State League 2 final.
Just noticed there, continues to stick in Eastern's forward line. Robbie McDonald's able to hold that ball up, leaning on his defender, bringing the rest of the guys into the game. And then in turn, the ball stays in his half, where Cobras are clipping it forward and asking a lot of Steve to hold her up against Buddha and Ahmed Yacoub.
More now for Eastern. Shaxi. Nick put in with a long hit and hope. There's an Eastern player down on the ground. That looks like it's Paris Duffield. Probably struggling with a bit of cramp there by the looks of it. Very impressed by Paris Duffield this game. 23 games this year, 2 goals, 9 yellow cards. So he doesn't mind a tackle.
Yeah, I believe he picked them up quite early as well, so spent some time in Europe with in the Maltese League, I think, and maybe just didn't adapt to the fact the referees like to dish him out a little bit more perhaps here. Throws his body about, he's busy, plenty of energy, And yeah, like I said earlier, just balances this Eastern team out well, having him and Grechko acting with the pace alongside the experienced heads.
Playing in Malta would be a unique experience. I mean, it's a beautiful island nation just off the coast of Italy in the Mediterranean there. But I wouldn't say the league is of a super high standard, but it would still be a fun experience, I'd say.
Yeah, I guess still professional setup. Would be professional football. Say NPL equivalent, to be honest, Spiro.
That will be the end of Paris Duffield, unfortunately. He's had a very, very good game, but he's not going to be able to see off that knock. And we are going to see Matthew Kemp, former Melbourne Victory and Adelaide United player, one of the few players to make the move between the two rivals. Christian Sarkis, of course, another one, who went from Melbourne to Adelaide United. But Matty Kemp. And I tell you what, Raf, if I look as fit as him when I'm 40-something, I've done something right.
I think good, Nick. Kempy's just swung into the number 10 role now. See if we can make a difference there.
And there he is with an early through ball. You're right. Raf Blazeka has taken the right-hand side of the midfield diamond. And Matty Kemp gone into that number 10 role. I'm not gonna lie to you, Raf. I was convinced Matty Kemp had retired a few years back. I'm surprised to see him still running around. I mean, he's obviously very fit. He's quality, but I thought he'd hung it up.
Yeah, he did. To break it for Eastern, though.
Blazeka now. He's got McDonald on his right. Looking for McDonald. He's given it now. Robbie McDonald. Well done by Scorsinelli. That's great defending by the Cobras, because that had opened up beautifully there for Eastern. And the central defender for the Cobras done superbly.
On back to Kemp, I believe he played a couple of years at West Adelaide, perhaps, when they were in the lower leagues.
Yes, you are 100% correct.
Might have been Raiders too, I reckon.
Was a very, very solid performer at A-League level. Left back and left midfield, if I remember correctly, for Victory and United. Swung in, tested Corbo on the post there.
Signs of a quality player taking the corner with his unpreferred foot as well.
Swung in again by Kemp. We've got 3 minutes of additional time. Chinnan swung in on the left boot. You'd think if one goes in now, that might have been game, set and match, but Wiedenbach's shot sailed high over the bar. Scott Wiedenbach, probably with the opportunity to seal the grand final for Eastern. And you would have thought if that one had snuck in, it would have been hard for Cobras to get that one back. A beautiful flick on. And here's Savino. He's offside. First time he's gotten through on the defence, and unfortunately he's straight and offside, Savino. But that's the first offside of the game for Cobras. Cobras fans in front of us enjoying the night out, as you probably can hear in the effects mic. But Scott Wiedenbach with an opportunity there to seal the game, you would have thought. And he'd be shattered that didn't eventuate.
Getting closer to your wish, Spiro, with your penalty shootout.
No, look, it wasn't a wish. I just said if it's got, I wouldn't mind one. Because I've never called one. But, you know, I'm not going to say that I've put the knockers on this. Savino is offside again, but that should be advantage as it's gone quite comfortably through to Higgins. Almost picked up a booking there, Savino, for trying to block the keeper as he was making his kick. Here's more. And you get the feeling both teams are probably just happy now to see extra time. Here's Pickett. That should be easy for Jakub. Cleared that. Alfanu. Great shot by Alfanu. Wide in the end. Fans in front of us begging him to have a shot. And the captain listened, but in the end, wide. And that might be the last opportunity in regular time as we inch closer to extra time here in the 2020 State League 2 Grand Final. It's been an entertaining game, and we're probably going to have another 30 minutes of it. Don't you dare go anywhere if you're watching on the Football SA Facebook or YouTube. Make yourself a nice cup of coffee or a hot chocolate and get settled in. And that is full time here. We have extra time in the 2020 State League 2 Grand Final. The score at the end of regulation: Adelaide Cobras 0, Eastern United 0. The teams are going to take a short break, and so are we. And we'll come back with extra time for you. Don't you dare go anywhere. See you very soon. Welcome back to the State League 2 Grand Final here at the Velo Sports Centre. Proudly brought to you by Football SA's Facebook page and YouTube channel. Delighted to have you with us. If you're just joining us, you've missed an excellent 90 minutes. The score ended up 0-0 between Eastern and Cobras, and we're heading into extra time. But it was a very entertaining game, and we're buckled in for another half an hour. We're just trying to get some clarity on the substitutions. We believe both teams can still make up to 5 substitutions. But they won't be able to make an extra one, which is sometimes the rule, because they didn't utilise their 5 during regulation time. So Eastern have made 2 substitutions, and they've took 2 breaks to do that. So they potentially have 1 more break to make a triple substitution should they want it. Acton with a shot there. Well, he's been given the foul in a dangerous position. The Cobras can make 4 changes and stop the game twice to do that because they only made 1 substitution in regular time. Having said all that, I probably got it all wrong, and we'll wait to get official confirmation, but that's our gut feeling. So we'll think how we go. We'll see how we go. But it is a dangerous opportunity now for Eastern, and it's Matty Kemp who's over the ball.
It smells like a goal, Spiro.
It's a dangerous position. Robbie McDonald has finally stepped away from all free kicks, and Matty Kemp can hit them. It's Matty Kemp on his right boot. That's over the bar. And the execution on set plays, set pieces and dead balls hasn't been great tonight from either team. But Eastern's probably had the better opportunities of both teams in that space. And they just haven't utilised it really.
I think Kempy probably needed 10,000 people behind the goal to get it on target.
He's done it before. Hanayi almost knocking the reserve Cobras goalkeeper off his seat there. Would have been delighted to get a touch. The reserve goalkeeper, Komjenovic. Hasn't made a senior appearance this year, Komjenovic. He's Piantadosi, the first team keeper. Played every single game, as we said during the broadcast. Did win State League 2 Goalkeeper of the Year, Piantadosi. Aaron Acton, who's in the Eastern team, was Golden Boot. So we've got the best keeper and the best striker. Here's Savino trying to turn Budin. It's done well there, Savino. The referee and the assistant not sure. They're trying to get some instruction. And in the end, they've given a goal kick. I think Savino knew that was a goal kicker, and he was trying to con the keeper into giving him a corner. He put the ball on the corner spot, but he never really did it with any sort of belief that it was. McDonald down to Chinnan. Francesca. Heavy touch. McDonald was trying to get it to Kemp. On a throw in. Here's Robbie McDonald. Plays the back heel to Kemp. Francesca, safety first, and he's pulled up a little bit lame there, Francesca. Swung in by Chinnan. Too much on that. And both teams are tiring quite quickly here, Raf, and not surprising really. A few weeks off. Eastern obviously got that game in against Gawler late last week, but this extra 30 minutes is definitely going to test them both physically and mentally, you'd think. And it might just be the survival of the fittest from here.
It's been a big ask. Long season, 13 months I believe now, since we've started pre-season.
Panayi. Such has been the peculiarness of 2020. That a season would last for 13 months. Swung in. Cleared by Wiedenbach. Pickett plays it out. Tropiano. On the ground. Jakub comfortable there. Aaron Acton causing a bit of grief. Well done by Scorsinelli. That's an excellent header. Tropiano supporting him down the line. Pickett, lovely touch, just a little bit too much on it in the end. That'll be a throw in for Cobras. Here's Kemp playing a through ball. Well collected though. And again, it's just been a case all night where that last ball in the final third has broken down for both teams. A few promising positions for both sides, but just that last ball in execution has cost opportunities. Panayi, one step over. Not bad little shot. The crowd was excited. But sailing over the bar comfortably.
It's probably been their biggest threat the last hour or so.
Well, when he came on, yeah, he came on, of course, for the left back Tamburino, who took a knock just before half time and played a couple minutes in that second half, but couldn't carry on. And his energy really gave Cobras a strong impotence early in that second half. So I agree. I think between him and Theodoru, they've definitely been the ones that have been the most willing for Cobras tonight.
Absolutely. Panayi's just running at players without fear. I think even Theodoru could be maybe exerting himself a bit more.
Kemp got his foot in there. Pickett put his foot in, and Matty Kemp was not happy. Panayi contesting well against Wiedenbach, but Wiedenbach's experience showing. He's fouled behind play by Savino. Advantage given. Here's Blazeka. There's a bit of to-dos behind play. Stephen Savino doesn't mind a bit of a tit for tat. He's not scared of it. Shaxi to Moore. Chinnan. He's gotten quietened down since he moved outside of that midfield diamond. He was very active as the number 10, but really faded out of the game as it's gotten on. Pickett's given away a foul. Referee's played advantage. In fact, the referee told him to get up, so he didn't see a foul. And that'll be an Eastern throw in, and we're going to see a change here. And it will be Eli Vlasas coming on for Cobras. And number 13 is Tropiano. So it's a defensive midfielder. Would you call this an attacking change, Raf? I mean, my experience watching Eli Vlasas play is a bit more of an attacking player. Tropiano has been sort of in the defensive midfield of the three. Or is it just a slight reshuffle where we see someone else drop into that defensive role, like Pickett, for example?
Well, I believe Eli actually played a couple games. The couple games he did play for Cobras was as a number 6, so he's slotted in exactly into Tropiano's spot.
Very experienced campaigner, Eli Vlasas, captain West Adelaide. Robbie McDonald now receiving the throw-in. Has been using he's backed on against his defender consistently in this game. Cobras have won the throw though. And Francesca looking like he'll take the relieving throw-in for the Cobras. Got about 7 minutes left in this first half of extra time. Acton with a shot, blocked. Done really well there to block the shot. The defender, I believe it was Christopoulos and Orfanu, trying to play the ball down the line. Just kicked it out. Easton now playing in. Flicked on by McDonald. Nothing there again. Just that last bit of execution. I know we said it, Raf, just before the half expired, but I feel like it is going to be something special that's going to separate these two teams. Here's Blazeka to Acton. And the referee's decided that's a foul against Acton. Maybe he had a handful of Scorsinelli's shirt there.
It's really opened up, hasn't it, Spiro?
It has, and you know, we saw Pickett sort of stretching before too, and a few of the guys, I think, are going to definitely start feeling it. And with that comes space. Put in with a long clearance. Scorsinelli superb in the air tonight, and that's no exception. Theodoru, probably Cobra's best Corbo trying to play inside, he's giving it away. Now he's exposed. Easton here, 3-on-2. Great ball by Kemp. McDonald, probably a little bit too much on it. Can Robbie McDonald keep it in? He's put his foot on it, he's done well. Now he's got Christopoulos there. Kemp, dummies. Moore wasn't awake to it, but he's done well to recover. Johnny Moore. Chinnan. Shaxi. Budin. Moore. Kemp. Getting forward. Was he fouled? Referee not interested. A few of the Eastern players were convinced that was a free kick. Here's Panayi. Has he got the legs against Wiedenbach? He's got past one. Can he get past Shaxi? He's done really well there, Panayi. He's been very impressive since he's come on, Andrew Panayi. And even at 33, it's not easy to outpace Scott Wiedenbach, and he's done that and won the foul for Cobras, and they'll swing this one in. I don't think it's unfair to say they're not an overly tall team, so it's probably advantage Eastern in the air. Christopoulos has stayed back. Long ball, Higgins. He's punched it. Referee hasn't given a foul. Here's Vlassis, fresh legs. Getting down the line is Vlassis. Oh, assistant referee's flagged for a foul there. And I thought that was probably a little soft, but technically probably the correct call by the assistant referee. That's the 24th foul the Cobras have given away tonight. We've got 3.5 minutes before half-time in extra time. Kemp has been busy since he came on. Acton. Being rather quiet tonight, Acton. Did have that super shot in the second half that really tested Piantadosi. The Cobras keeper was equal to the challenge. Shaxi sees off Orfanu. Blazeka. Kemp. Kemp with a shot on his left foot. Piantadosi comfortable. Plays it quickly. Here's Corbo. Looking down the line. Really too much there for Panayi to do. Here's Kemp. Playing Wiedenbach. Too much on it. That'll be a goal kick for Cobras, but like you said, Raf, a lot of space now starting to open up in this game. Plenty
of space. I just noticed some of Kempy's passes. He's really firing him in as a professional would on a nice long grass pitch. Maybe just needs to take off a little bit of pace here.
That is one thing that the synthetic surface definitely does do. It does increase the pace of the game so much. And again, we've seen that. Oh. Corbo was getting very, very animated towards the referee, Curtis Wordsworth, but he was actually given the foul. He thought he'd been called up for a high boot. But Curtis Wordsworth deciding that was a Cobras foul. Panayi can't get onto it. And here's Blazeka now. He's been very industrious since coming on. Panayi. Of course, Cobras do have Mangafakis on the bench too, who's been around for quite a while for Cobras and can find the back of the net. That could be another change for them. Acton cuts inside. 4-on-3 now. 4-on-4 with the ball just getting behind Johnny Moore. But he's recovered more. Cuts inside. Was he fouled? Referee says nothing going. Play on. In fact, he was going to give the foul to the Cobras. So he's given advantage. Theodoru. Orfanu. Long ball for Savino. Now, Savino had really no option there other than to try and contest to do something, and he's given away a foul. And again, that long ball to Savino really has not worked all night for the Cobras.
Yeah, especially in that air. Just that muscle.
I mean, Jakob and Budin are tall players and, experienced campaigners. And they've been gobbling up those long balls in the air all night. He's toiled hard, Steve Savino, and that's probably reflected in the fact that his coach hasn't taken him off, because he hasn't really had a lot of chance for a striker, but he's toiled hard, and I think that's what's probably keeping him on the pitch, because he's working really hard, but those balls are just not working for him.
Yeah, most definitely. If he gets a sniff as well, he's likely to put it away.
Robbie McDonald trying to play in Kemp, and that's half time in extra time, and these teams will have to turn around immediately and play another 15 minutes. The score remains 0-0 here at the Velo in the 2020 State League 2 Grand Final. The 2020 Final Series is proudly presented by Boral. Boral is Australia's largest construction materials supplier, with a strong reputation for product quality, service and technical competency across a vast network of concrete, quarry and asphalt plants. Phone Boral today on 8425 0400. And we should also thank our other sponsor tonight, RAA. They proudly support football in South Australia. And while the borders may be closed, RAF, internationally, as we all know, there are still many amazing destinations in Australia that are within South Australians' reach. And the RAA travel team can definitely help you get that well-deserved holiday you deserve. Give them a call or find them on the internet. The RAA, proudly supporting football in South Australia. What do you make of that first half in extra time, Raf?
Oh, there's so much space. You're really waiting for that one break in play, one mistake, whatever it is, that's going to bring us that first goal, and probably the only goal of the match, as it seems. Still a couple subs up the coach's sleeves as well, I believe.
Well, the Cobras could probably make one more. They can stop the game one more time to make a substitution, because the rule is you can make 5 subs, but you can only pause the game 3 times.
Yep.
So they'll probably be able to make a triple substitution if they want. Same as Eastern, if I'm not mistaken. Eastern have only made 2 substitutions. So we'll just look at the players that are on the bench right now for both teams. We've got Shahadi, Mangafakis, Nicola. They're the players left for the Cobras. And for, of course, there is a reserve goalkeeper in Komjenovic. For Eastern, they've got Alul. Robbie Lippert didn't make the starting lineup tonight because of an injury. And Mitchell. And they've got Carroll, the reserve goalkeeper, as well. You wouldn't think the reserve goalkeeper are going to come on unless they're a penalty expert, and it's getting closer to full time. But they've got a few subs, and both these teams are tiring quite quickly. It'll be interesting to see if either Robbie DeTroyer or the Cobras coach,
John Felitis.
Thank you, Raf, John Felitis. Really appreciate that. Decide to make any changes from here. Here we go, second half of extra time. Still 0-0 here in the 2020 State League 2 Grand Final. Will someone find a winner? Or will we head to penalties? We've got 15 minutes to find out. Hope you can stay with us. If you're enjoying us on Facebook or on YouTube, thank you so much for being with us tonight. We'll be here tomorrow night too, don't forget. The State League 1 Grand Final. That is a promotion match as well. That's between White City and Sturt Lion. And of course, Friday night, live from Cooper Stadium, it's the grand final of the NPL. Adelaide Comets versus Campbelltown City. It's a repeat of last year's grand final, and the Comets will be hungry for revenge. And Campbelltown City will be looking to extend their dominance of the local competition over the last few years. 2 great nights of football ahead. But we got this one to worry about first. Here's Blazeka. Ignored the run of Acton and decided to switch it, and Francesca's done well to recover, though he did put Scorsinelli under a little bit of pressure. More to Bedin. Kemp. Francesca's been very solid at right back for Cobras, and in the way again. Panagi. Corbo. Pickett. Wiedenbach. Turns Panagi, does really well. Plays it inside to McDonald. Back to Wiedenbach on his left foot. And that's not too far wide from Wiedenbach. A few of the Eastern supporters got a little bit excited. Just from the angle that we're on, it looked like it might have been sneaking into the top corner of Piantadosi's net. Just wide in the end for Wiedenbach, who did have that superb opportunity right at the death of regulation time, which he skied. And that probably would have won the game for Eastern. That one, not as dangerous. Eastern again, comfortable with the ball in the air. Referee's given advantage. And that's a head knock, so we're going to take a stop straight away. That's Shaxi on the ground. As is the rules in our game, if there is a head knock, the referee must bring the game to a pause immediately. Darsom Shaxi, 20 games this year and 1 goal from defensive midfield. I like this game. You know, it's not overly sort of flashy, is it, Raf? It's just hard-working defensive midfielder, simple passes, gets the ball, lays it off, gets ready for the next one.
Yeah, spot on, industrious little midfielder. I believe he played a fullback in the NPL for Mulberry Jets. Might have been Para Hills as well. Yeah, like you say, just gets the ball, starts to play. Fantastic.
It looks like he'll be all right to continue, but of course he'll need to resume the game on the sideline, and the referee now waves him on, so good to see that he's okay. Just over 10 minutes left in this game. In extra time, sorry. Oh, here's Acton, he's through. Here's a chance for Acton, and he's put the ball in the back of the net for Eastern. Aaron Acton has put Eastern United 1-0 up in the 2020 State League 2 Grand Final. And the Golden Boot continues his amazing run. That's his 23rd goal of the season. He was played through, and he finished, as you would expect, almost a goal a game striker to finish. And Eastern United have hit the front.
Yeah, just caught flat there, Scorsinelli and Christokopoulos. Unfortunately, no cover, and Acton's got that pace and finished nicely.
And we've got that goal. And Eastern have taken the lead. Plenty of time for Cobras, but Eastern have hit the front. And it's 1-0, and that's a yellow card for Shaxi. That's a bit silly, really. Didn't need to do that. And Aaron Acton. Been prolific this year. Right now, he's the match winner. Christokopoulos. Long ball to the back post. Francesca managed to get it in. Here's Corbo. Acton now, full of energy. Lazeka. Corbo's done well to recover. He's given away a foul there, Corbo, and he'll be booked for that. And immediately, Cobra's going to the bench, and it's Theodori coming off. He's done really well, Theodori, tonight. Very impressive for Cobras. Tried hard. Coming on is number 18. Shahadi coming on for Cobras. Sebastian Shahadi, 10 games and 3 goals this year. And that's a straight swap for those two. And that's the final throw at the dice for Cobras. They cannot make any more substitutions this game, as we understand the rules. Shaxi, Chinnan, Lazeka. Shows Vlasis a clean set of heels. Chinnan. Shaxi. And that's just a wasted ball really by Shaxi, but he didn't have many options. He wanted to try and get Wiedenbach involved there, but Cobras were awake to it. And now Cobras are going the hit and hope. Can they find an equaliser? Or as they open up, will Eastern find a second? 8 minutes to go. Francesca, heavy touch. Jakob, Blazeka, and now Maddie Kemp. It's been impressive since coming on. And here's the space now. Acton to McDonald. He's got Scorsinelli for company, and he holds it up McDonald. Blazeka, done really well, Blazeka. Gets it back from McDonald. He's running to the corner flag, probably a bit too early to start that. Vlassis, that's loose by Eli Vlassis. And the Cobras now have to try and find something if they want to get this game into penalties. Eastern have the advantage. Quality finish from Aaron Acton. We'll also bring you the presentation of the grand final winners after this game, folks, whoever that may be. And right now it is Eastern with one hand on the State League 2 2020 trophy. Cobras have about 7 minutes to try and turn this game around. Antidosi. It was always going to be hard for him once Acton had broken that line. Long ball from Scorsinelli, looking for Savino. Trying to back down Jakob. Put in right on his toe as well. Down the line by Wiedenbach. Looking for McDonald. Scorsinelli cleans up again. Vlassis swings it in first time. No one really there for Cobras. Chinnen, he's given it away. Great turn by Olfonu. Oh, that's an excellent return challenge by Chinnen. And here goes Johnny Moore. Johnny Moore now looks up. 4 Cobras players. 3 Eastern players, including himself. Slows it down, Johnny Moore, showing his experience. Acton tried to turn, but he's given it away. And looks like it'll be the last substitution for Eastern as well. Coming on, number 8, it'll be Mitchell. And Robbie McDonald, who's tried very hard the whole game, will be coming off. And Mitchell is a forward himself. Simon Mitchell, 22 games this year, 3 goals. So probably a like-for-like substitution there. Or do you think he might just drop into the midfield and make some numbers in the midfield now?
I'd say it's like-for-like. Just as he said, he definitely likes to hold the ball up. Not a pacey player, but can bring others into the game.
Excellent flick on there. That was Pickett who tried to flick it on, but again got out. Cobras trying hard. Scorsinelli left one out. He's done really well there, Scorsinelli, because Acton is quick. Very, very quick. Christopoulos now. Cobras pushing, probing, hoping. But Eastern have repelled everything. Francesco gets it to Panayi. He's had a poor touch there, unfortunately. Panayi was a hard ball to bring under control. Picked up a lot of pace off the synthetic surface, and he tried to bring it down on his left, but got away from him. And Eastern looking very comfortable, to be honest. And if you're an Eastern United fan watching at home, you'd be delighted where this is heading for your team right now. Cobras have to try something. Whether they throw one of their defenders forward in the hope of winning some more headers. That was well done by Mitchell. Good recovery by Corbo, but Blazeka's decided to leave that alone. And they're just using the clock now to their advantage, Eastern. Wiedenbach slowing everything down. Cobras might get one minute, maybe 2 if they're lucky, of additional time at the end of extra time, but it wouldn't be much more than that. Excellent tackle by Corbo. Mitchell with the fresh legs, but Corbo showing he's still capable. Blazeka plays in Acton. Acton now. Acton, great save by Piantadosi. And Acton looks exhausted. And they're all exhausted. All these guys have worked hard. Pickett looking for an option. Shows Kemp and Mitchell some hills and gets it to Panayi. Panayi's got Blazeka and Wiedenbach. Panayi crosses him beautifully. There's a chance for the Cobras. Francesco, who's definitely pushed forward, And that'll be a corner for Cobras. Do they throw the keeper up with 3 minutes to go, Raf? Too early?
Might be a bit too early, I reckon.
Everybody but Corbo going forward for Cobras. Pickett staying outside the box too. Swung in by Cobras. Didn't get past the front post. Pickett should be there to clean up. He is. Swings it in on his left. Pickett. Cleaned up easily. Here's Mitchell. Acton ahead. 3-on-2. Cobras way. Easton though breaking. There's Johnny Moore. He's got Mitchell, but Mitchell straight offside. And that's a foul by Pickett. And that's music to Easton's ears. They'll slow this down again. There's 2 minutes in the second half of extra time for the Cobras to try and find something to take this game into penalties. Right now, Eastern United will be the 2020 State League 2 champions. Here's Mitchell holding it up in the corner, and he's won a corner for Eastern, and superb work by the striker. That's the 9th corner of the game for Eastern. They're not even putting anyone forward. They've basically left everyone back except for Kemp, Mitchell and Acton. They've taken it short quickly, trying to burn the clock. Cobras have gotten out. Got to say, I don't love that when teams do that. You can understand why, but now Corbo's pushing forward, looking for Savino. They've got it to his feet. Panayi. 1 step over, 2 step overs, cuts in on his left. Panayi. Not a bad cross. It's gone for a goal kick. Cobras were hopeful that maybe he'd taken a touch from an Eastern player, but neither the referee nor the assistant referee were interested. And with 1 minute left in the second half of extra time, Eastern United have a goal kick. There's a lot of work to do now for Cobras. Both these teams have pushed very, very hard. They'll both be in State League 1 next year. Higgins just getting the ball forward. Christopoulos cuts inside. They've got to get it forward. 20 seconds left. Pickett, long ball forward. Kemp's in the way. Lazeka looking for Mitchell. Scorsinelli. The 2 strikers of Eastern, Mitchell and Acton, not giving up. Cobras fans saying, get it forward. Savino lets it run. Francesca has got to Panayi. Is that a penalty? Has the referee given a penalty? No penalty. And what did you make of that, Raf? Was that a challenge worthy of a penalty? Or do you think Wiedenbach timed it beautifully?
I think it's followed through a little bit. I doubt Curtis or any referee really wants to give a penalty at this time of the match. It's a bit harsh. To me, it looked like a pen.
And that might just be the last chance for Cobras. Curtis Wordsworth has checked his watch. There will be a small amount of additional time. That was a handball, and this is the moment. Piantadosi is looking at his coach, and up goes Piantadosi. Don't we just love to see it? Christopoulos has been asked to wait, and the crowd is excited. Everyone in the box for Cobras apart from Christopoulos. Oh, he's hit it into the wall. Oh, it's a handball. The referee's given a handball. I thought Acton had done magnificently, by the looks of it, he's given a handball. Or was it for encroachment? Either way, Acton's been booked.
Not sure it was 10 yards there. Looked about 8, 7. Started to creep.
Maybe it was encroachment in the end.
Now he's about 20 back.
Yeah, he's not risking it.
No.
Christopoulos for the second chance.
Long ball. It just snuck over the bar. It looked like it was going to dip in. Higgins was left in no man's land. And for all money, it looked like that ball was going to sink in under the bar. But in the end, it just snuck over. Piantadosi trying desperately to get back. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Eastern United are your State League 2 champions for 2020. They have won this epic grand final, 1-0. A goal from Aaron Acton deep in the second half of extra time. The difference between these two teams. And it doesn't matter who you support tonight, folks. You can be proud of these two teams. They have worked extremely hard in the most complicated of years. A season that looked like it would never continue. Not once, but twice. And we finally have a winner. And that is Eastern United. And on the balance of play tonight, they probably edged it. But the Cobras will be very proud of their performance. They've been promoted by being premiers. But tonight wasn't their night. This night belongs to Eastern United. And everybody down at Atherstone will be absolutely delighted with their first piece of major silverware since joining the state leagues, the semi-professional leagues. And now we'll go up to State League 1 next year as champions. And we'll stay with the presentation. Raf Racina. It's an epic night. It's just gone 10 o'clock here in South Australia. What did you make of all of that?
Yeah, I guess Eastern United definitely deserved that victory. I thought it was a game of not many chances, but I did feel they threatened, they controlled the game. And Cobras probably underachieved. I felt like they didn't really play the type of football that they have played this season, and just didn't threaten at all. I thought Steve Savino was isolated up top, and yeah, at the end of the day, it came down to one chance, and Acton's very clinical.
It was a very clinical finish from a striker who has almost gone at a goal again this year. 25 games, 23 goals for Aaron Acton. And we said it was going to be something special to separate the two teams. And in the end, it was State League 2 joint golden boot through the regular season who made the difference. It was a fascinating encounter. And we are still yet to call a penalty shootout, Raf.
Right, the dream lives on.
The dream lives on. We will take this presentation. Please don't go anywhere. We hope you've enjoyed coverage of the 2020 State League 2 Grand Final. Just another quick mention to our sponsors. 2020 Final Series is proudly presented by Boral. Boral is Australia's largest construction material supplier. Give them a call, 8425 0400. And we need to thank the RAA as well. RAA proudly supporting football in South Australia. Visit the RAA website for your travel inspiration or visit an experienced RAA travel agent at one of our 10 locations across SA and get planning today. A phenomenal grand final, and both teams were really tired at the end, and you could see they were running out of gas really quickly. It's been a phenomenal campaign. As you said, Raf, 13 months ago these teams started their pre-season for the 2020 season. You think about that, that was November 2019. We are now in December 2020. And finally, Eastern United will be able to lift that cup up to celebrate being the State League 2 champions.
A bit of relief for both sides now, I guess. Now to start to plan for the next season. When they start pre-season, I guess that both groups will be looking at strengthening their squads moving up to State League 1. They'll be relieved that this is over and they can move on to the next season.
So we'll obviously have a player of the match to award tonight, Raf. Where do you think that might go?
Oh, it's a tough one. I think Grechko was good value while he was on. I'll probably give it to Acton. I thought he was good. He pressed. he was clever on the ball and he scored the winning goal. So I dare say it would go to him.
I think if Grechko had played maybe the 90 of the 120 rather than the 60 of the 120, I reckon he would have been probably the one who may have snuck best. But I tend to agree. I think it might end up falling to Aaron Acton, who worked really hard up front and in the end scored the goal that won the game. So I think you probably nailed it there, Raf, and he'll probably get player of the match.
Shaxi was really good, but unfortunately the holding midfielders don't get too many accolades. Dylan Pickett was good for the Cobras as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, joined here on stage with Johnny Moore, the captain of Eastern United. Look, firstly, congratulations again on a big win. There's a decent crowd here at Adelaide tonight as well.
The stadium's MC, Leo James, having a chat to the captain of Eastern United, Johnny Moore. We'll see if we can pick up a little bit of it for you.
There are quite a few experienced heads in the Eastern United team. With all the COVID interruptions, I've just got to ask, how did the 7 pre-seasons go?
There's a few older boys there with experience, the character, and pretty good passion for all the players. So focused and disciplined, taking care of the cups, and obviously with the interruptions, we just really stayed focused and got the job done. Really happy that I've played this season.
One more, Aaron Acton, 19 goals in 21 games, I think it was. Can we expect any more standout performances from any of your boys next season in State League 1?
He's done fabulous to get him into that goals. I'm sure he'll say it's a team game, but it obviously helps when you've got forwards banging the goals week in, week out. Every game, we're going there with right attitude next season. I've got one for tonight, and obviously focus on this will be hopefully a bit of a rest before pre-season.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain of Eastern United, Johnny Moore.
Probably a little bit hard to hear Johnny there, but some of the comments are made around the difficulty around multiple stops and starts due to the COVID breaks, but the experienced players, and also reflecting on the next year's campaign in State League 1. The Football SA CEO Michael Carter is now coming forward to present the match officials with their medals. Fourth official Gary Mooney up first. Thought the officials were quite good tonight, Raf. No complaints.
Yeah, very good.
Alexander Diamond and Nick Elligan, the 2 assistant referees, and of course the match official Curtis Wordsworth as well. Could have given that penalty at the end though.
Way too late in the game. I don't think he wouldn't have survived leaving the car park.
Here we go, player of the match.
And tonight he wears the number 10 for Eastern United, Aaron Acton.
And spot on there, Raf Racina. Aaron Acton, the player of the match for Eastern United. Scored the goal that won the game. Worked really hard up front. Well deserved.
The next presentations are to tonight's runners-up, the Adelaide Cobras, number 25, Callum Piantadosi.
We'll go through now the Adelaide Cobras runners-up.
Number 7, Anthony Francesca.
Not sure they expected medals. They've sat behind the presentation area, but they're coming up now.
Number 2, Andrew Tamburino.
And many of the fans that have remained behind, predominantly Eastern fans, being very respectful towards the Cobras. As you would expect, they were the premiers.
Number 10, Dylan Pickett.
And interesting to see a few of the players taking those reserves medals straight off. Doesn't matter at what level you play, the professionalism
Number 3, Johnny
stands out. No place for second, is there?
Number 18 is Sebastian Shahadi.
No one likes to lose, but it's important to be humble. They've got a big year ahead of them next season. State League 1.
What did you make of the tactics overall tonight by the Cobras? Raf, I thought maybe they just didn't get it right in the attacking third. I thought that the decision on how they tried to play Steve Savino in probably worked against them in the end.
Yeah, it's interesting because the 2 legs they had against them in the playoff finals was they scored 3 goals in both games. So they must have done something right there. Whether Eastern have adjusted well over those 2 games or not, I'm not sure, but there just wasn't a willingness to maybe throw something different at Eastern United and maybe 2 up front a little bit earlier. Just didn't go right from that all.
Just finishing off with the coaches and of the Cobras and the support staff. And they'll be back in State League 1. Of course, they're a team with proud history. No, I'd be excited to be back in State League 1. Higgins, the goalkeeper, first up. Quite a good game. Nick Padin up next. Thought Padin was good. Chinnan too. Raph. Duffield. And Grechko, who was very impressive. Robbie McDonald and Johnny Moore coming forward. Thought the defence for Eastern tonight was quality.
Yeah, very solid.
Shaxi and Wiedenbach up next. Ahmed Yaqub, again, part of that solid back 4. Aaron Acton, player of the match and the goal scorer. Lazeka, who gave a lot of energy for Eastern when he came off the bench. Robbie Lippert, who was named on the bench but didn't kit up because of injury. Some of the reserve players coming through. Matty Kemp. Simon Mitchell, who played the last 5 or 6 minutes.
Head coach of Eastern United, Robert Detroyer.
Robbie Detroyer, the head coach. A bit of a skip there from Robbie Detroyer. He's happy. And the support staff at Eastern.
I'll now ask the captain and coach of Eastern United to come forward once again to receive the Champions Trophy for 2020.
Robbie Detroyer and Johnny Moore to come and receive the trophy from Michael Carter. Your 2020 State League 2 champions, ladies and gentlemen, Eastern United. A superb season for these guys. A great year, capped off with a championship. And they bring up their young kids to share in the moment with them. And they probably deserved it tonight. And they're going to celebrate long into the night with their championship. They are delighted, as you can hear. And that's a superb outcome for Eastern United. Commiserations to the Adelaide Cobras who are heading off. They should keep their head held high, though. They had an excellent year. And they'll be in State League 1 next year. Despite the disappointment of tonight, they'll be able to show their worth in a higher division next season. Raf, before we wrap up tonight's broadcast, any final thoughts before we say goodnight to everyone watching at home?
Well, I guess it's going to be an interesting season next year with a couple of the newer clubs getting promoted and plenty of movement already. So, yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast, Raf. Your commentary, expert comments debut, a superb performance. Well done, mate. It was a pleasure to have you next to us. Thank you so much to everybody at Football Safe for making this broadcast possible. Like I said, folks, though, don't think the season is done. Tomorrow night, we'll be back with the State League 1 Grand Final between White City and Sturt Lion. That is a promotion game as well. The Premiers, South Adelaide, have been knocked out, so the winner of tomorrow night's game will be promoted to the NPL along with South Adelaide. And on Friday night, live from Cooper Stadium, it'll be the NPL Grand Final between Adelaide Comets and Campbelltown City. My name is Spiro Karanikos Mimis. I was delighted to be joined by Rafael Fresina for this broadcast of the State League 2 Grand Final in 2020. Thanks again to Boral and RAA, and we'll catch you again tomorrow night. Stay safe, everybody, and looking forward to having your company for the State League 1 Grand Final tomorrow. Good night.